Hey, what's going on? I'm Mike from musicradiocreative.com and welcome to another live stream. In this stream, I'm going to focus on fixing distortion and also working with radio imaging effects. I'm really excited to bring this live stream to you, and it is a part of the Summer of Sound. And what better day to be streaming from the Isle of Wight right now? I've got the window open in the studio. It's a beautiful day. It's hitting around, I think, 21, 22 degrees Celsius here on my little island in this part of the world, just off the south coast of England, the Isle of Wight. We have a music festival going on right now called the Isle of Wight Festival. The island is packed with thousands and thousands of revelers who are enjoying fantastic music from some world-class acts. So I'm really, really thrilled to be on an island that is musical. So how are you doing today? Let me know in the comments, either if you're watching on replay, how you're getting on and where you're watching from, or if indeed you are here live, then get into the comments and I'll do my best to answer some of your questions in this live stream. But right now I want to get straight into it and talk to you about distortion. Before I do that, let me just show you the awesome audio gear giveaway. If you haven't entered already, you definitely need to go over to mrc.fm/giveaway. That's the quick link, mrc.fm/giveaway. We're celebrating 25 years of Adobe Audition CC, as it's known now. It used to be Cool Edit, of course. Do you remember the good old days of Cool Edit? Hi, Andres. Nice to see you in the chat. And Robert's in too. We've also teamed up with fantastic companies like Mackie, Epidemic Sound, Palette, Focusrite, Isotope, Heil, Spreaker, Spatial Sonics. We're adding new people all the time. You might have seen the video on my channel on Wednesday. vidIQ have hopped on board a year of their Boost account, which is worth nearly $500, and we're also in talks with other suppliers, so that brings the main prize draw to just over $6,000, but we've got mini prize draws happening every month. In fact, the first of them's happening this time next week. So excited. I am so excited about making that draw. So if you want to win, you could be winning next week a fantastic Heil PR40 and 1 year of Adobe Creative Cloud. That's the All Apps plan. And let me just show you the microphone you could win. Let me just bring it into the side. Oh, it's not actually the mic I'm talking into right now, but this is a great podcasting mic from Heil Sound. You might know, you might gather I'm a fan of Heil Sound, based, and they create and design their mics in the USA, the good old US of A. PR40 podcasting standard, brilliant mic, could be yours if you enter right now at mrc.fm/giveaway. Let's hop into Adobe Audition, and David Silk's in from Down Under. Hey, David, and Jason Arnold. We got Radel as well. Hello, mate, love your videos. Thank you. So it's a live stream Friday, part of the Summer of Sound. And I'm just going to bring in, if I can, let's find the window here. Here we go. Here's some audio we've been working with recently. Some great sung jingles from one of our jingle singers called Lee. Let's drag his audio in. One thing I noticed, and I want to talk to you about this because I think it's important, particularly if you're working with others. Hi, voiceover. I think writing in Arabic there in the live chat. Nice to see you. So one of these, this one, yeah, this was a bit distorted. Anything else that was clipping? Yeah, it was just really this one. As you can see, the way to tell that things are distorting is by looking and noticing that these peaks here are going above 0 dB, which 0 dB is here, and then everything else is in the negatives all the way down to infinity, which is complete and utter silence. So how can you tell that something's distorted if you haven't played it back? Well, let's just play it back and listen to see if we can pick up any distortion here. Actually, do you know, that's sounding quite tasty. That's not sounding too bad. Let's just switch off loop mode here. But what I am going to do is I'm going to do a quick check here, and I can go into Window, Amplitude Statistics, and then I can scan the whole file. So let's do that, scan. And what it will give me here is, let's have a look, possibly clip sample 0. Oh, that's interesting, 0. And the peak amplitude is showing at minus 0.1 dB. So yeah, it looks like we're just hard limited there. So maybe this one is okay. That's absolutely fine. So let me check, because I'm sure Isabella did send me one early. Now looking at these, maybe these are all good. But there was one of these definitely there was clipping. It might have been this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fake it. I'm going to turn it up now. That is definitely clipped, all right? Let's go back to amplitude statistics. You get the little exclamation mark here. Now, an exclamation mark on amplitude statistics is important. It means you've made changes to your audio and you need to rescan to find out what's going on. So let's rescan, scan selection here. And now we'll see that possibly clip samples, wow, 31,610 or 32,909 on the other channel. That's a lot of clip samples. But the good news is Lee recorded in 44/100 Hertz. That's the sample rate, and the bit rate was 24 bit rate. As long as you're above 16 bit, you can usually recover distortion just by going into favorites, normalize to minus 0.1 dB, boom, and everything is fine, back to normal as it was. And that would be the same even if I saved the file, exited, and reopened it. So say if you're working with talent, if you're working with voice talent, if you're working with singers around the world, and they send you audio, insist that they record in 24-bit, or of course if they're using Audition themselves, that they're recording in 32-bit. It's so important. There's no excuse for not using these bit rates in today's audio world. Yes, back in the day it used to be 16-bit, or even I'm sure some of you watching right now will remember the good old Windows 95 days when it was 8-bit audio. Come on, in the chat right now, who remembers 8-bit audio? Read more of your comments now. Steve Moore says, "Hi Mike, good morning from Dallas, Texas." By the way, I can hear some feedback in my headphones. I don't know if it's your end or my end, but anyway, Nightbot's in there. Half-Blind Gamer, hey, what's up? Good to see you. Leonardo's in as well. Don't be shy. If you're in on this live stream Friday, introduce yourself. I hope you like my new camera, by the way. This is really good. A lot of people have been asking me on previous live streams, what is your new camera? What are you using to stream? I am no longer using I can't take it off my computer, the Logitech C920. Although it served me well, it's a great live streaming cam. You can pop it on top of your iMac or your PC. It's run its course. It was kind of pixelating my beard, so now my beard is in, well, almost 4K. It's in I'm streaming in 1080p. This is a Sony Alpha A6300 that I'm using to live stream. The only issue that I'm having with the A6300, and I believe it's a common problem with Sony cameras, they overheat after a while. So I can only really stream for a maximum of about 20 minutes before I run the risk of overheating. And my studio does get rather hot. That's why I got the window open. It's a lovely sunny day today. So yeah, A6300. But as you can see, I think this is brilliant quality. And it's got very fast zoom, so I can do things like that. And hopefully, yeah, there you go. See, now it's zoomed into my hand and I can move away and hopefully snap. Back to my face, please. Thank you. And I can get really close and intimate. Like that, and do all kinds of cool stuff. So what do we got here? God help us with 8-bit. Yeah, says Robert, he remembers. Thank God for 32-bit, says David. Can't pixelate that beard since we voted to keep it. Yes, you did. I heard the C922 has a green screen option in the build. Do you know what? I looked into the C922. Nothing's going to beat a mirrorless camera or a DSLR for live streaming. Nothing is going to beat that. Remember that. But yeah, I did specifically look at the C922 and consider upgrading to it, but then again it's not as good quality, and I don't know, I watched some comparison videos on YouTube comparing the C920 and the C922, and I actually preferred the C920. So what can you say? Gary says, always great listening to you. Thank you. Picture quality, audio quality, pretty much everything looks great. Thumbs up. Thank you so much, Steve. It's great to see some new faces and some old faces in the live chat right now, by the way. So you probably want to know what's going on with live streaming. Before I get back into the next section of this, I'm going to go back into Audition over here in a second, show you a bit more. But live streaming is going to be changing at MRC, so we're going to be doing this Friday live stream throughout the Summer of Sound. This stream should come to you from our new studio next week, so you can stand by. We should have a much upgraded kind of setup for next Friday's live stream, as the new studio has just been finished. Literally, the electricians have just left. We got full HDMI in there, so I'm really hoping this is going to be good. So you can look forward to that next week. And I'll tell you more about it next week, of course. Super excited to bring you the live stream from that place. And also thinking about doing more regular live streams as well, maybe towards the end of the Summer of Sound. If that's something you'd like to see, let me know also in the chat. Great camera, good job. Hello from Croatia, says Mihail. Excellent. Right, let's get into more content now. So we've looked at clipping and distortion and all of that. There is a video on my channel about fixing distortion, which is sometimes really hard to do. But there is a cool thing. Say if your talent has worked in 16-bit and you can't recover this distortion. So say that's distorted. That's actually distorted like heck. Let's turn it up. Luxury Tale. Now, you won't really hear that clipping because it's still 24-bit and it's fine, but let's just save this now. I'm just going to drop that into downloads, and I'm going to call it distort. And I'm going to save it rather than 24-bit integer. Oh, hang on, I can't do it here, can I? No, okay, sample type, there, I can do it. Save it as 16 bits. This is why you should never save as 16. Okay, and then close. And then let's open recent, no, open downloads and distort. Now that 16-bit is not recoverable. Favorites normalized to -0.1 dBc. It's just clipped there. But if it were 24 or 32-bit, it would go back to normal, which is great. When I was showing this to Isabella, she thought it was black magic that I could do that. Luxury Tale. Yeah, it's not good when you get here. You can go in. There is an effect. I haven't used it for a while. It might be in Edit. Where are we looking? There is, or actually no, it's going to be an effects menu, isn't it? And we've got the we've got the click pop eliminator. There was a specific effect that I did want to show you. I'm just trying to find that. Diagnostics may be it. Diagnostics. Yeah, declipper, there it is. So you need to go, this is where you find it. Window, diagnostics, and then this brings up a window around here. Declipper is here. You've got presets, restore heavily clipped, restore lightly clipped, restore normal. Now, beware, this is like kind of distortion fixing on steroids, all right? This is bringing out the heavy guns. If you have really heavily distorted audio and you cannot fix it, if your talent or your recorder did not work in 24 or 32-bit, which, by the way, most portable recorders can do so as well. If you get the, actually I can just see it in the comments. Sorry, I've gone all blurry. Maybe I need to switch off that autofocus. I can just see Andres is mentioning the Zoom H6 voice compression. Would I recommend it? No, I'd recommend recording clean if possible. But the Zoom H6 I was going to mention because it does record in 24-bit, which you should definitely set that on. Half-Blind Gamer has the C920. Yeah, it's a good one. Stick with it. Would like to see more live streams, says Steve. Pretty pleased. David says, hi, Mike. On your podcast this week, Mark Edward Lewis was talking about deep breathing with markers. Could you explain more? I don't know why my camera has gone all funny. Let's see if I can fix that. Yay, I'm back. Deep breathing using markers. Yeah, this is right. Let me get onto that. Let me just go back and finish off what I'm talking about with distortion. Then we'll get onto a bit of deep breathing. And I'm going to probably cut this stream in 8 minutes at 20 minutes so my camera doesn't overheat. So the declipper on the lightly clipped section, scan it. It finds all of the clipped areas, and then you repair all, and boom, there you go. Now, as you can see, it's done a bit of a rough job there, but let's have a listen. Luxury Tale. Yeah, I can notice a bit of degradation, but say if you had heavily clipped audio, that's lightly clipped, this is heavily clipped. Scan again, repair all, boom. Luxury Tale. I mean, it has degraded the quality of that sung jingle, you can't deny it. So you'd only really use this in an emergency. But it's a good thing to know you've got it in your toolkit. You know, every great audio producer, audio engineer, it's just knowing about the tools in diagnostics, declipper, and you can have a play with that. Right, let's get on to some deep breathing for David Lewis. Breathy, I'm going to call this. I'm doing Q&A, by the way. I'll answer questions for another 6 or 7 minutes, and then I'm out of here for live stream Friday. But I'm going to put a lot of breaths in here, so I hope that I'm not breathing too much, but sometimes I can't help it. Okay, so let's just normalize this so we can see what we're working with. Here we go. There are the breaths. There and there and there and there. By the way, if you're wondering what David's referring to, he's referring to the Adobe Audition podcast, which is part of the Summer of Sound. You can get it at mrc.fm/audition podcast. I recommend pretty much Anyone who watches my channel should also subscribe to that podcast. I'm the host, but the most important thing is that I bring on really great guests who have so much knowledge on Adobe Audition. I sent out a survey. I wanted to find the very best of the best, the creme de la creme. Got hundreds of applications from people wanting to come on this show, and essentially I whittled it down to 25 of the best users that I could possibly find at the time. That doesn't mean I've got all of the best users that exist, but 25 of the best that were around at the time. And as you'll see here, recently I've interviewed Pat Flynn from Smart Passive Income. He uses Adobe Audition for everything in his podcast world. Mark Edward Lewis, as David referred to, was on last week's show. His was an amazing show, dropped so much audio knowledge. Maxim Jago. Maxim, obviously in the audition world, he's done the Linda course on Audition CC Essentials, but also he loves to talk about virtual reality and the nature of reality. He's a super interesting bloke. So Maxim's been on. Larry Jordan as well, who's done just so many tutorials. I think he mentioned he's done 2,000 tutorials, not only on Audition, but also video editing, Final Cut Pro, Premiere Pro, After Effects. So some really cool episodes. MRC.fm/audition podcast. Right, on for you. Thanks, Andres, by the way, and Kim Jong-un. Kim Jong-un likes the show. That's amazing. Thank you so much. Real life, amazing. Right. Okay. I love doing this live stream. I love it. Right. Back into diagnostics, if I remember correctly here. Yeah, delete silence. And we've got, right, let's just go to default. Now, I'm kind of playing by ear here because I can't remember exactly what Mark mentioned, David. And I might need to go back and research this for you. But you can set the settings up here. Right. If signal is below -38, silence. Define silence as that. Right, okay. So as you can see, the breaths are quite a bit quieter than the speech. And I think the loudest breath is this one. So I'm going to run amplitude statistics on this selection. Remember, we opened this window earlier, window amplitude statistics, and I can scan just that bit, okay? And then I can find the peak amplitude is -14.6. Right there. You see I clicked the sort of Google Maps pin locator and it's found me the peak in the loudest breath. I'm just going to confirm that by scanning all my other breaths here. You can do this. So here we got, yeah, -20.25. Then over here we've got -20.85, and this breath peaks at -22.72. So we're going -14.6. So define silence as anything that is below, let's say, -13, okay? So anything below -13 dB will be seen as a silence, okay? And anything above -34, is that right? For more than 25 milliseconds, and you can set milliseconds on this. Let's see what happens now. Okay, so yeah, it's not really, oh, hang on, no, finding levels is not what I wanted to do. It's changed my levels here. So let's go -13 again, and audio as -52. All right, let's scan now. Boom. No, it's not finding anything. Audio should be anything above -14. Let's try again, scan. Okay, now we got something, see that? And but it's not working quite perfectly. It's not working quite the way I wanted. But yeah, you can create markers. So this is kind of the way. You just, I think I need to fine tune this a little bit more. Right, I probably need to take this down to 0 or 10 milliseconds is the lowest. And audio for, again, more than 10 milliseconds. Let's try that again and see what we get here. So again, it's, oh, hang on, it's changed all my settings. So hang on, -13, if it's below -13 for more than 10 milliseconds, and if it's above -14 for more than 10 milliseconds. No, you're probably shouting at the screen right now because you've probably done this before, and you know, don't you? I'm kind of teaching myself on the fly because this is not something I often do. I don't often remove breaths this way. Right, okay, scan again. Scan, scan, scan. Whoa, okay. It's found loads of little bits here. So I definitely need to tweak my settings and get this right. But this is kind of the idea. And then you can go through and you can create markers around the breaths. But yeah, if you get a setting that works right, let's try speed up the lecture, scan, and see how that works. You see, this is working slightly. It's still not picking up the sections that I would like. Just keep the fun parts. Again, scan. Right, that's not working. So it's a case of having a play until you find what you need. Maybe find levels is going to work. Again, scan. No, fix by shortening silence or deleting silence. But this is kind of the area that you want to be in to do that. Right, I've got 30 seconds left on this live stream. So I covered distortion and I covered sort of working with the diagnostics panel to delete silences around breaths. But there are many ways. Waves has a great plugin called Debreather. Highly recommend that. Andre says, I record at 44.1 and 24-bit on my H6. It's good. Going to the festival this weekend. Mike Thomas wondering, no, I've never been. Isabella, my better half, has been. She went last year. She says it's fab. So it's on my bucket list. Yeah, this is something I'm putting out there to the universe now. I want to go to the Isle of Wight Festival one year, definitely. Mr. Mega Radio UK, sorry I'm late, but I'm here. I got the notification. And we got Sheila Wes Lala Baya, I think that's right, from Hispania tuning in as well, which is great. So just before I go and leave you on this live stream, I did want to bring you back, loop you back not only to the Adobe Audition podcast, subscribe at mrc.fm/audition podcast, but also it's week 2 of the Summer of Sound. There are specials just posted up on our blog at producer.musicradiocreative.com. I'll post the link actually to this post because it's got some free stuff. That's just gone in the live chat. And we got the link to enter and win over $6,000 worth of gear now. Also a free imaging package to download. I didn't get the chance to demo this imaging package, but it's part of our Radio Imaging Effects Volume 1 package, and you can get some free samples just by popping in your name and email, and of course, ticking the GDPR box before you do so. It's got info about our latest podcasts and specials on our website as well. We've got 50% off our best-selling sound effects package, Radio Imaging Effects Volume 1, 50% discount on that right now. So that's all at the link that I've posted in the live chat. Have yourself a fun weekend. It's always fun to bring you these live streams, and if you like them, do tweet me and encourage me to do more, and I would love to do more for you. I'm at iMikeRussell on Twitter. I'm quite responsive on Twitter, so if you're there, definitely drop me a tweet at Mike Russell? No, that's some guy in Texas. At iMikeRussell, iMikeRussell, like the iPhone or the iPad. I'm iMikeRussell. Have a fantastic weekend, and thanks for watching.
We'll be right back.